Exactly 50 years ago, humans kept their first step on the moon. In this video, let's talk about this historic mission, Apollo 11. I'm Shweta from Astron Era and I welcome you to the course, Mysterious Moon. Apollo 11 launched from Cape Kennedy on 16th July 1969, carrying Commander Neil Armstrong, Command Module Pilot Michael Collins, and Lunar Module Pilot Buzz Aldrin. It took about 2 hours and 33 minutes for the spacecraft to leave the orbit of the Earth. The command and service module of the spacecraft Columbia included the docking system to dock with the lunar module, the Eagle. On 17th July, mid-course corrections to the path of the spacecraft were made, and the color TV transmission to Earth from Apollo 11 was made for the first time ever. On July 18th, the second TV transmission was made when Armstrong and Aldrin climbed to Eagle to check around. The first lunar orbit insertion maneuver came on 19th July when Apollo 11 flew behind the moon and went out of contact with the Earth for a while. On July 20th, the Eagle undocked and separated from Columbia for visual inspection. As soon as the lunar orbit insertion began, the spacecraft was placed in an elliptical orbit which was inclined at 1.25 degrees to the lunar equator plane. After reigniting of the service module propulsion system, the orbit was made near to circular above the moon's surface. It took 2 hours for each orbit. Partially piloted manually by Armstrong, the Eagle landed in the Sea of Tranquility in Site 2 at 0 degrees 41 minutes 15 seconds north latitude and 23 degrees 26 minutes east latitude. The Eagle landed on the moon 102 hours 45 minutes and 40 seconds after the launch. As soon as they landed on the moon, Armstrong and Aldrin prepared the lunar module for liftoff as a contingency measure. Following the meal, a scheduled sleep period was planned, but it was postponed at the astronauts' request, so the astronauts could begin preparation for stepping on the moon's surface. About 7 hours after the landing, at about 3 in the morning, on 21st July, Neil Armstrong took his first step on the surface of the moon. "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind," he said. Buzz Aldrin followed Armstrong 20 minutes later. The two astronauts deployed the solar wind composition experiment on the lunar surface. They also collected a lunar sample for further experiments. Panoramic photographs of the region near the landing as well as the lunar horizon were captured. Also, they made sure to take close-ups of the surface materials. Along with this, they also deployed laser-ranging retroreflector and a passive seismic experiment package and collected 2 core tube samples of lunar surface. Naturally, some rest was necessary after this long line of actions. On completing their sleep for about 7 hours after returning to the lunar module, the journey back to the Earth started. Armstrong and Aldrin spent 21 hours, 36 minutes on the moon's surface. While entering the Earth, only one of the 4 mid-course correction was required. The velocity while entering the Earth was 36,194 feet per second. Spacecraft eventually landed in the Pacific Ocean. The history was made. Have we done any more missions to the moon? How many of them were successful? Stay tuned with me and figure out.